We have some breaking news to report in Ukraine. Russia launching a new offensive in the eastern part of the country, striking over 1,200 targets overnight. NewsNation has obtained new video of smoke rising from a steel plant in Mariupol, where Ukrainian soldiers and civilians are holed up following a week's worth of intense attacks. Kharkiv also hit, along with Luhansk and Donetsk in the region of Donbas. Putin's new goal is to seize this mainly Russian-speaking area where Moscow-backed separatists have been fighting since 2014. Now, today, President Biden will be speaking with global allies from the Situation Room as this news phase of the war develops. Joe Khalil has all the latest developments from overnight, joining us right now live. Thank you. Joe, good morning to you.
Yeah, Adrienne, good morning. And look, what's really concerning is that a lot of experts say that the fighting we're expecting to see now in the southeastern part of Ukraine is going to be like nothing that we've seen since World War II. And the expectation is that the bombings and the missile attacks that we've seen in the last 48 hours from Russia may just be the beginning in what could be the most aggressive and brutal offensive that they have launched so far in this already dark period over this last 40 or 50 days. This morning, Ukrainian leaders say the long-anticipated battle to keep their southeastern Donbas region from Russian control has officially begun. As Russian forces pushed back from the capital city of Kyiv, build up a massive presence in Ukraine's southeast, launching more attacks there overnight, including dropping bombs on a steel plant in the city of Mariupol, which the Ukrainian military has refused to surrender.
A very large part of their army is now focused on this entire offensive. No matter how many Russian soldiers are driven there, we will fight. We will defend ourselves. We will do it daily.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky remained defiant in the face of this Russian offensive, saying Ukraine will not give up any of its territory. Other Ukrainian officials and American military leaders struck a more cautious tone about this phase of the war. In an exclusive NewsNation one-on-one interview, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said this.
We don't know how long it's going to be, but we think it could potentially be bloody, and it could potentially be prolonged.
And although Ukrainian fighters fight this battle alone, the U.S. and NATO allies continue to provide billions worth of military aid. U.S. defense officials say this week American troops will train Ukrainian forces, likely in Poland or Romania, on how to use American howitzer artillery systems now in the hands of Ukraine's military. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says any plans for an American official to visit Ukraine will remain classified.
There's no plans for the president to go, so let me just reiterate that. But we would not outline from here or anywhere from the government who, if, and when for security reasons.
Now, the terrain itself in the Donbas region, where the bulk of the fighting is happening now, does favor the Russian forces. It's wide open space. It's not like Kyiv, where you had a lot of places where Ukrainian fighters could do surprise attacks from and sort of hide and launch their counteroffensive. I will say the one thing that does work in the Ukrainians' favor, Adrienne, is in Mariupol, in this one sort of factory area where they have hunkered down and they haven't given up yet. There's an underground 4-mile series of tunnels where it sort of serves as a fortress, so they haven't given that up just yet. But right now, this is not looking good. It's sort of a bleak outlook for the Ukrainian forces. They're defending themselves against this Russian offensive.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.